What's up? Thanks for clicking through to learn more about our athletic performance program. I'll go over kind of what's on the board. It's really kind of what's coming, what's right now, and then what's coming in the future time-wise. To explain the program kind of more in depth, pretty much what we do, nobody else does in our area. There's very few facilities that end up doing what we do. We focus on speed and strength with the kids because really you need both. Can you get faster if you only work on speed training? Yes. Can you get stronger, or can you get faster if you only do, strength training? Yes. But if you add them together, pretty much you're multiplying the results. But we also, not only do we do drills or exercises, movements to get our athletes faster and stronger, we teach them how to run, which, very few times in your life are you taught how to run. Usually you just say, hey, run as fast as you can. And then they usually go, hey, why do you run like that? You should take bigger steps, or you need a bigger first step, or you're doing this, wrong. So what we do to kind of help that and combat that and kind of teach you and give you the personalization that we do, what we do is we start with initial assessments, $59. When you come in, we sit down with you guys, we go over, hey, what sports do you play? What are your injuries? What are the training that you've done in the past? What are you looking to accomplish? What do you want to get better at? What do you feel like you're good at? What do you feel like you need to work on? Kind of get a feel for the athlete and what they're looking for and see how we can help them most. Then we go through a strength and speed analysis. I go through a warm-up. I watch them while they're doing their warm-up, while they're doing their assessments, to get an idea of what's their mobility like. Okay, what is their strength like with two legs? When we split a stance and say do a lunge, what's their single leg strength? They're pulling, they're pushing, get an idea of their total body strength. And then we'll do some sprints. We'll do some change of direction drills. One, I want to see how they run. I want to see how they change direction. Then I videotape them doing a 10-yard sprint, and then I put it up on the TV. It's in slow motion. We kind of break down. We sit down with the parent and the athlete and show them, because I can say, which coaches do, which parents do to the kids, and they say, hey, you need to take this, you need to do a bigger step, you're taking too many steps, whatever it may be, you're not using your arms right, whatever it may be. And that's great, but unless they see it, it's hard for them to kind of make that change. So looking on the TV and then getting an idea of oh, hey, I run like this, I didn't realize that. Oh, my body position's, here, we need to be more here. Hey, my first foot is landing there, I need to land there. Hey, I'm landing like this on my foot, I need to land like that on my foot. And I explain, a lot of it's, you don't know what you don't know. So they've never been taught how to run. So this is usually their first kind of introduction to it. And most kids do most things right, but they can do them more effectively and make it cleaner, but then also too, there's things that almost no athletes do correctly and you actually need to get coached on. So we show that and we say, hey, this is what we want you to focus on. So even if you choose not to train with us, you come away with a good understanding of hey, there's some things that I need to work on that would make me a lot faster without any improvement to my actual strength or speed. But if I did them better, I would be faster, okay? And I would be able to jump higher, be able to run faster, change direction more effectively. Kind of all the above, based off just the assessment. After the speed assessment, we'll do some strength tests. I want to see what their total body strength is when we jump, to get an idea of how they jump and how high they can get. It shows us a good example of their lower body strength. We'll do chin-ups, which is everyone's favorite, to get an idea of upper body strength. We'll do some squats. I want to see where they might have strength or weaknesses while they're doing a squat. That movement shows us a bunch of spots to look at, and a couple other little things to kind of give a good comprehensive program to say, hey, this is what we think they need most. We're also looking for things hey, when you lift up your leg, does one leg come here and the other leg comes way up? Because then we're saying, hey, that's a concern. We don't want to pull that hamstring. That's very rare. With females, we're looking for, if they're squatting, if their knees are coming in, because we want to teach them that they want to have their knees come out to hopefully prevent an ACL tear in the future. So there's a bunch of things that we look at to kind of get a good idea of hey, this is what we think would be best for you. And for most athletes, hey, you got to get stronger, you got to get taught how to put some weight in your hands and use it and do the movements that are good for you. Some kids are more advanced and have been doing training for some time. Some kids are just starting, and they just need to be learned how to do things correctly. And then the speed training, that is kind of monotonous. They have to kind of go through it and practice it a lot and get a lot of reps, because a lot of things are very uncomfortable and new to them. but then also too, you need to learn how to practice that so that when we go over to your sport, we make you better at your sport. We're not trying to make you great at exercise and only exercise and running in the gym. We want to make you great in here so that most of it transfers over to your sport, so you're not thinking about it, and you're stronger so you can put force into the ground, and you're faster and you can move more effectively, and you're not thinking about, oh, hey, where are my arms? Was I leaning forward enough? You just know, because you know what it feels like to do it right. So once we get into the program, you have an option to come 1 to 4 times a week. We're very flexible with memberships. Pretty much you choose what you want to pay for that time, okay? For every month it would renew. In the summer it's a little bit different. We might do a 6-week program instead of, say, a renewing every 4 weeks, just to make it easy. We're very flexible in the summer or now where you're like, hey, I can only do 3 weeks and we're doing this. We're going away for a week, then we're coming back. We pause stuff. We can cancel stuff. Kids are coming in and out throughout the whole year, so it's totally normal. You don't get charged to cancel or anything. You really are only paying for the time that you're here, and we create a personalized program for every single athlete. They work in small groups, and they're always coached, and someone's always watching them to make sure that they're doing the right weight, they're doing things correctly, and then also too, so some of our athletes are doing so much, they need a little bit more coaching on, hey, today, since you did that the other day, let's pull back on this, let's push harder on that, to kind of give them some advice on how to do things so that they can, one, recover more, and also, prevent injuries so that they don't get hurt or burned out by the time that they get to their season. But then also too, just making them, unlocking their potential, just making them a better athlete overall. So on the board, we have pretty much right now, which you can start right now with this stuff, but I'm also giving you guys information for the summer just so you have it. Right now, we have a Monday through Thursday at 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock. It's 1 hour long. Majority of it's strength training, and then at the end of the session, we do our speed development where we have them running in the facility. That's Monday through Thursday. Starting July 10th, we're starting pretty much 6 weeks is how we usually do our summer training. It's at 5 to 6 weeks, depending on the summer. We're starting a little bit later because I'm waiting for 4th of July lands, and a lot of people are out of town then. So it makes sense to start July 10th to August 18th, which will bring you right up to when sports start. Okay, so the following week is when sports tryouts typically start. So that's 6 weeks total. We have our college athletes that we have coming every summer. We're going to have them jump into our noon time, and then after the noon strength class, they're going to have 10-15 minutes of speed development for just the college kids. And then 12 and up, we start with the athletes at 12 years old and move up. They're going to be at 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock, where that one's going to be just athletes in the room. Our 4 o'clock, we still have adults that come and train in our facility, so they'll be sharing the room with them. But a lot of our kids jump in after the 2 o'clock. A lot of their camps will end at 1, so they usually will come in after 2, middle of the day. And then we have the 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock. These are an hour long each time. Again, we create a personalized program for them, so every time they come in, they actually get speed and strength personalized for them, which you can only get here. We're the only facility that does that. And then also too, with all of this stuff, with all of the training included, they also get nutrition from us as well. So there's nothing that, we kind of cover all the bases. We need to make sure that they're eating right. We really push the kids to start, like, if they're not eating breakfast or they're not eating enough, we're pushing them to eat more and then make better choices when they do so. Some of our, say, college athletes have been with us for a while and they're like, hey, I'm really trying to do this at this time. How do I get to that point? And we help them with training and the nutrition, recovery, all the stuff included. So if you guys have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out. If you want to know more or schedule initial assessment, you can click below and we'll reach out to you and we can get started as soon as you'd like. Take it easy.